Hey everyone, so this is my first time filming on my laptop for my webcam, so I do apologize if the audio or the lighting is a bit odd or different from normal. So today I'm going to do a bit of a different video. I know a lot of you are usually here from my story times or my health, whether it's my thyroid or my knee injury, but today I wanted to talk about the language of manipulation. Linguistics is something that I studied whenever I was in college, and it's kind of something that I've continued to nerd out about. But more specifically, I'm going to show some examples of this with some clips that I've recently compiled from Foodie Beauty, aka Chantal Marie, and even more specifically, her interaction and the way she uses this language with Peetz or James. Now, I'm not trying to bring anything crazy new to the table. If you've been following her for a while, then you know that she is manipulative, you know that she's toxic, you know that she is immature and she lacks discipline, and she takes us, her audience, through a cycle similar to Amberlynn. By the way, credit to Archetype for the cycle graphic. I'm not sure if he's the same person who transposed that to Chantal's cycle, but I really missed him as far as all the reactors and people in the I don't even know, this community of people who watch these women. Anyways, if you don't know who Foodie Beauty or Chantal is, there's over 3,000 pages on Kiwi Farms that should keep you very occupied. There's a lot of reaction channels who react to her videos, whether it's old ones or new ones. So, I don't personally like her. Like a lot of us, I used to be a fan, and now I'm just kind of over it. And whatever mental issue she has or addiction she has, it's clear that has problems, and I really wish that she would get her life together and sort her shit out, but I don't really know if that's going to happen, unfortunately. So I started noticing a pattern with her soft spoken baby voice, coupled with this scrunched teeth face that she makes. So this is something that she'll do to us as part of her cycle. It's usually in the first phase of her weight loss attempt, whenever she'll be super restrictive about something. She definitely speaks with a lot of authority on things that she might not necessarily be educated about. Previously, she's gone to the gym, but she will be like, okay, hey guys, so, I don't want to do her accent. But in a video titled I'm Impulsive, previous to this video, which I'm pretty sure it was deleted, she made an angry video about how she was quitting YouTube and shutting everything down, which she's also very well known to do. And then following this was the video I'm Impulsive, where she kind of did a full cycle.
I'm going to give it some thought because I do want to share my, health journey, with the hysterectomy coming up and everything like that. Anyways, I guess that's it. I'm going to go for now. So I do apologize, if my delivery was upsetting or things that I said were upsetting to my loyal viewers.
So I reckon that this way of speaking, or the method in which she's using this way of speaking, is a tool that a lot of toxic people use to continue their manipulative or cyclical relationships. I'm going to assume that most of you know, but just in case you don't, she met Peetz in high school. She's spoken a few times in some videos I will try to link below, where she claims that Peetz was really bullied and she stood up for him. They were dating, and then they were engaged, living together, and then she cheated on Peetz with BB and then left him for BB. And then BB dumped her, and then she needed somewhere to live, and so she called on her loyal friend Peetz. Chantal's immaturity shows up in many aspects of her life. Her whole, I do what I want, very Cartman-esque. She has no discipline. Her ability to maintain routines, even if it's taking care of herself properly. She talks a lot about being real and raw. It's kind of pick me. It reminds me of those pick me girls. I do wonder if she maybe started this with Peetz in high school, where I guess the more immature topics of conversation as well were more appropriate for that age, kind of talking about farts. And then they just stayed stunted because it was really not a healthy relationship. We know from other stories that she's told that she's been quite manipulative to others, even when she was way, way younger, pre-high school. So I don't doubt the theory that she maybe sunk her claws into him in high school, and it just kind of stayed that way. And that's probably why this whole like farts are funny, I do what I want, like enabling behavior has just continued. So a year ago, she first started featuring him like more heavily on his channel and doing the more like adventures with Peetz. They do have a bit of a back and forth, like paying each other out kind of shtick. And I feel like it could seemingly be like genuine. There's a clip where they're like exercising in nature.
So what's new with you? People want to see you too.
Not a whole lot new. Another counseling appointment last Thursday.
Yeah.
It went okay, I guess.
You don't like talking about your feelings and stuff, eh?
Yeah, I'm still really bad at that.
Yeah.
And like even analyzing my feelings.
It is hard sometimes, I mean, for some people too, you know, like...
Especially because I'm a guy and like... Sort of... society sort of... teaches that guys have to hide their emotions and repress and all that.
Yeah, but you know that's bullshit.
On an intellectual level, yes, but...
I mean, she even says, like, people want to know about you too, like, people want to see you too. I think he brought some fresh entertainment, like the bickering back and forth and paying each other out can be funny to people. You know, he kind of plays up that grumpiness and being really blunt. Some people like that form of humor, but I wonder if she really liked it because it makes her seem like really bubbly and nice in comparison. There are even some times where she will laugh a lot at his jokes, like to the point where she's bellowing like really, really loud to the point it's like obnoxious almost. And I really feel like she does that to kind of reposition herself to be the center of attention. Because then like if she's laughing like that, all he can do is sit there and be like, oh, like I'm going to keep making her laugh. Like it's all about her. You know, on some level, it does seem like he wants to have an audience. Like on his Twitter, he openly talks about politics and it can be a bit like SJW, like a bit too left for some people, but he talks about like movies, anime, comics. He talks about world news as well in a capacity that I don't think she really can, even whenever she's doing her like back and forth with people she's getting into arguments with. Like she tends to rely on him for some of the better comebacks, but then she doesn't really grasp what he's saying. And anytime there's a lot of Q&As, especially when they're live, he's very blunt and you can tell that she really doesn't like it. A lot of the times she will just straight up ignore him as a way to shut him down. And this is something that manipulative people will do.
They smell weird. I don't know, maybe put them on pickle sandwiches. Flavored fried cucumbers. I'm not sure if I'm going to eat these, honestly. But...
You not eating pickles?
But they're like fried bits of like stale pickled cucumber. I don't know. We'll see.
Just saying.
I know.
Wouldn't expect you to say no to pickles ever.
I know. Okay. Every year after Christmas, it takes me forever to put all this stuff away.
Though you have become something of a pickle snob in recent
From Charlottetown. Cool, Matthew.
in recent months.
Hi, guys. This is from my bathroom.
Very openly and honestly being like, you saying no to pickles, like that's really odd. Oh, I guess you've become a pickle snob. Like kind of like you can see how he's being honest, but he's not being like cruel about it, but he is saying like, you eat a lot of fucking pickles. And then she just completely ignores what he's saying and is just paying attention to what people are talking about on her live, which like, yes, you should pay attention to your audience, but like if you have him there, you know, so she just doesn't engage with him in a genuine way unless it's like to her benefit. And in this clip, she's throwing her trash everywhere, just making a literal mess. And then she kind of looks at him after like ignoring him. There's a big chunk of this scene where she wants to ignore what he's saying or like doesn't acknowledge it. But then here she looks at him and is like, it's going to take me forever.
Every year after Christmas, takes me forever to put all this stuff away.
Though you have
So here she's kind of setting the precedence to be like, I'm not going to clean it up immediately. It is going to be a mess. And like, you should be okay with that. So she's kind of like gauging his reaction, making sure that he's listening.
There's a little things here. It's going to, I'm bad at putting stuff away. Haven't you noticed that?
Yep.
And then even joking about, oh, ha ha ha, I'm bad at putting stuff away, trying to diminish the significance of her lack of cleaning, but like really drilling it into him so that he normalizes it. So in this car Halloween video, he's again very, very blunt, and you can tell that it kind of rubbed her the wrong way.
That was really fun though, eh?
Yep.
Right, Pizza?
Yep.
Thanks for coming with me, Peetz.
Yep.
Sometimes I call him Pizza.
We're not dating, damn it, people.
Hi, Maureen.
We are not dating.
Jessica Crawford. Yeah, we're
We have to say that like every time. We're not dating. We're not dating. We're not gonna date.
On Twitter, he essentially had to specify, like, yes, I have autonomy and I'm my own person, and doing damage control because he admitted that she does eat his food. I just feel like he is loyal to her to a fault. Like, I feel like every now and then he wants to stand up for himself, and he has the intelligence to put two and two together and realize that he's been being treated poorly this whole time. He'll constantly say, like, she's my friend, of course I'm going to defend her, she's my friend. Even on his own Twitter, like, he's complained in the past about her taking monetary advantage of him. And I can't help but feel that, like, maybe them being friends in high school like started this, and maybe if that toxic relationship started in high school, I don't know if he had that many friends, and maybe she kind of liked it that way and isolated him in a sense. So just to sum up or reiterate how she realized that her audience really liked him, I mean, except for like the Trump supporters, and she used him for engagement on her channel. I'm going to read a quote and put it on the screen from Dog Prom 3D on Kiwi Farms. Yes, I read the farms. Like, if you hate the farms, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Chantal's management of Peetz makes me wonder if he entered the relationship without too much more wrong with him, other than being an Asperger's case and a like of robust women. Had he initially dated a kind-hearted weeb, he'd be so much better off. I sense that Chantal destroyed his sense of self so profoundly that he can't really break free from her. Lots of people return to mentally and spiritually abusive partners, so this isn't uncommon. Her ridicule and emasculation of Peetz is stark, and it's only been, at this point in time, 3 weeks. This was when they first moved in together. Since moving in with Peetz, Chantal has stayed over at Bibi's apartment, leaving Peetz alone to order pizza, revealed that her cats cannot abide closed doors, forcing him to keep his door open all the time, refused to let Peetz bring his own cat, and he eventually did bring his own cat, but his cat is like confined to his room, which is so messed up. Which is like, come on, man, like, stand up for yourself, stand up for your cat. Instructed him on a banana choice that he eventually just left the room without a banana, had him shave his beard for her channel, did his hair in a feminine style, put makeup on him. And again, I feel like maybe he does want a bit of a platform. Like, it seems like whenever he is in front of the camera, like, he seems comfortable. He doesn't mind engaging with people. Again, just he has a Twitter where he talks about stuff openly. Like, I just get this vibe that Chantal like kind of dominates over him, and that includes like his agency of creating a YouTube channel. Because imagine him being on live and a bunch of Chantal's fans or haters going to Peetz. She won't be able to get him to do damage control, like, or I mean, I guess she could afterwards, but she wouldn't be there to monitor or ignore or drive the conversation. And it wouldn't be about Chantal, it would be about him. She definitely uses him for more engagement. I mean, one time they got like $20 for kissing.
I want to do it! Was that worth 20? Was that okay?
He facilitates her going places, which her audience likes, especially whenever she's in her health kicks. She'll be like, oh, let's go somewhere and go on an adventure. She definitely uses him for her lack of mobility.
So we are at Baton Rouge, one of our new favorite restaurants, right, Peetz?
Yes.
Nose picker.
Picking. It was on the outside.
I'm a nose picker too, so.
My finger was outside my nose. That
Yeah.
wasn't picking, it was scratching.
Sure.
So again, in that I'm Impulsive video, she was upset that he wasn't like paying attention, doing what she wanted. Like, she wanted him to say, yeah, this is our favorite restaurant, and agree with him. So then she called him a nose picker, and like, it didn't seem like it was in a nice, joking way.
Nah.
Imaginary girlfriends?
Only kind I've ever had.
Hey, what am I?
I'm kidding. Nah. What?
There's an alarm going off and we're both too lazy. It's my alarm.
Oh yeah, we're not getting it. I'm not getting it.
She gets mad that he implied all his girlfriends were imaginary. The alarm in the background had already been going off. She starts to do the soft lip scrunched voice. Starts to do the soft voice scrunched lip thing, and was not explicitly but still in a verbal way kind of implying that he needed to go turn it off, to the point where he even says, I'm not turning it off. Like, he knew that that's what she was implying.
Hi, Pete.
Hi.
You getting hungry for dinner?
Yeah.
Finally, we're
I'm tired for sleep.
Yeah, but finally we're getting to use the new walk.
Yep. First time in 5 months that we've used the walk.
I keep forgetting about it. But you...
I keep reminding you.
I know. I'm really in the mood for a stir fry now.
They are good.
We will be. We should have a nice stir fry once a week or something.
I'd be down with that.
I like a lot of veggies in mine.
I prefer the meat in mine, but...
Are you scratching your butt?
A little bit. And my back.
She uses her baby voice about the walk. He reminds her that he's been asking about the walk for quite a while, especially since she agreed to do the cooking. And then she's like, are you scratching your bum? So if you can imagine this happening like every time he kind of is honest or stands up for himself or does something that she doesn't like if every time it's like, I don't want to say he's like a dog, but like it's kind of like training or conditioning a behavior. There's so many instances where he will be talking about something and she will just not pay attention.
It's Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Who is actually a living planet. Thus, I got a rock.
So that was definitely a tick. I don't know if she was stressed out because she was simultaneously disinterested and like that he was talking and like his arm was close to her. Like, I don't know what triggers her ticks. She definitely has there's been so many that we've all seen on camera, but part of me got the feeling, and you can see later on in the same video, that she was disinterested in what he was saying.
She was upset that we were gone.
And she's bulimic.
Okay, shut up. I'm opening gifts. All right. Hi, sweetie.
So here she straight up says, shut up, I'm opening gifts. And look at his face. He just shuts down.
Preferably with the
Hidden Valley Club.
the variant lyrics of "You're tired and you're haggard," or "You're cheap and you're haggard."
Ranch farts.
"You're cheap and you're haggard"
No.
as the replacement to that line. If you know Fairy Tale of New York.
Ranch farts are not the worst. I would have to say broccoli farts.
So here people in the audience were asking him about Christmas songs. He was talking about Christmas songs like they wanted, and then she just completely does not pay attention to what he's saying, and she starts talking about farts.
Okay, well, we could sit here and talk all day, but we have party.
Also, there was a scene where he's talking about how, where the Alan Smithy character is talking about how bad the movie he made is. He's trying to explain to some guys how bad it is. And he says, it's worse than Showgirls. The irony being that in the years since then, Showgirls has gotten some critical reevaluation. That actually painted as a better movie than everyone thought it was.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we play a game now?
So here in this Halloween clip, he's trying to talk to her about movies, and she just is like, okay, we need to move along. Okay, I want to play the games.
Yeah. I got enough stuff that I want to watch.
Can I have one more of your things?
Fine.
So in this live, they were eating dinner together, and people in the audience, again, were asking him questions, and she is just eyeing his food the entire time, very, aggressively. Ignores what he's saying and asks for his food. She'll do that thing where she, raises her eyebrows and kind of looks side to side, or she'll be like, okay, which that's a personal pet peeve of mine, because it just shows that you don't have any social grace. It's just all about what you want. It's to the point where you don't care about engaging with a person in a civil or polite or healthy way. You just want everyone around you to know that you're bored, like a toddler. It's very immature to be and very annoying. So here's a quote from the Instagram Understanding the Narc. So some pathological people use indifference as a way to insidiously abuse victims while appearing to keep their hands clean at the same time. It is not a physical violence, but a violence against a person's spirit and soul. Invalidation is one of the worst ways to cause damage to a person's being. They purposefully ignore you, don't consider your feelings, or take you in consideration when making decisions in the relationship. I might mention this later, but like as part of their agreement for living in the apartment together, like food is a big item in the agreement as far as like groceries and what they eat, and she seems to always pick what they want to eat. They don't think about your happiness, and they make you feel worthless without saying a word. Psychological abuse is not always obvious, but it is always deadly. Oh, that got really grim at the end. So again, the chores in their house seem really oddly divided. She says that he is supposed to take out the trash every day, and she's supposed to cook and take care of the kitchen cleaning. But we know that she prefers to eat out multiple times a day. So therefore the trash gets filled really easily. So he has to do the trash every day. And I wonder if there are certain things in the house or in the apartment that he's like, that's your trash, I'm not going to touch it. But again, she always seems to pick the meals. A lot of the times in the mukbangs together, she'll be like, did you like it? And he's like, this isn't really my favorite. Okay, so again, another quote from Kiwi Farms from Rasputin's side piece. I'd like to call BS on the Peetz does the heavy lifting and I do the cooking and cleaning lie. And in the last video, she made a fat fest that Peetz wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Anytime she cooks is with her own preference in mind, and to hell with what Peetz likes. She couldn't be bothered to make his nachos or fry up a burger. So I'm going to continue to cite my sources. From Psychology Today, a manipulator avoids responsibilities for his own conduct by blaming others for causing it. It's not that manipulative people don't understand responsibility. They do. A manipulative person just sees nothing wrong with refusing to take responsibility for their actions, even while making you take responsibility for yours. Okay, let's talk about her baby voice. I really don't think that being nice or speaking in this way is necessarily manipulative, but I think if you are nice and you change your behavior in that moment of being nice to condition someone's response or behavior, or to get someone to do something for you or to get something, then it's manipulative. I personally think that she does this baby voice talk because she's trying to get him or you, the audience, to do things, or as kind of like an apology to get you to accept something that has happened and to make her seem more likable in that moment.
Some apples, salsa. Here, I'll show you guys. Can you see my fridge? It's really messy. So I have some salsa.
So in this clip, this is an example of her doing it to the audience. Her fridge is messy and she wants you to be okay with that fact. And then she immediately goes back to her normal, I almost said gruff, but her normal voice.
I'll get the, oh shit, one fell under the cuckoo's nest. Maybe I won't get them. It fell under there.
Here's one of them.
Thanks, Peetz, I appreciate
The other one is gone forever.
Which one is it anyway? Red Hot? Oh no, I need that one.
The one that's gone forever?
Yeah. Do you want me to grab the broom? Can you reach it? Where is it?
I have no idea. That's why I said it's gone forever. So many springs down here.
Hold on, let me get a broom.
This clip is really significant to me because she drops her sauce container. She wouldn't or couldn't get down to reach it. And then she does that baby voice, sucking teeth back face. And it's interesting because she goes back and forth between this when she thinks that he's gotten it. And then when it's oh, you can't get it for me? Well, let me go get the broom. And then it's she flips back and forth until he gets it for her. She's really downplaying the actions that she's already done or the demands that she's wanting you to do, whether it has happened or is going to happen.
What are you doing?
Thumbnail.
We're not using that as a thumbnail. I can't even see the pizza.
Okay, fine. We'll use it in some version, some part of the video.
Yeah, the opening.
So he has his head on the box. She wanted his head off the box. She wanted to see the pizza and show the pizza. So she was doing that kind of what are you doing?
3 o'clock.
Okay. I have bad cheese. Down below.
I'm pretty sure
No,
Will
don't
Ferrell.
go in. You don't have to go in the shirt. No, it's down at the bottom.
Oh. I don't think Will Ferrell's Canadian.
Up. Thank you. Ow, your nails are sharp.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks. Okay, guys. Sorry. I just, like, sometimes I just forget that the camera's on me.
So she was speaking normally, and then she was like, my back itch, I have scratchies, I have itchies. And then as soon as it's done, she goes back to normal.
What I'm afraid of is actually that my dishwasher is not magnetic. So I'm gonna see. Do you want to try? I hope it is. Okay, I'm gonna give it back to her because I don't want it to waste it.
Let's see. Do we have anything?
How about the fridge? The fridge would be nice. Right here.
So then in this clip from the opening presents Christmas video, she wants him, for her lack of mobility, to test out the magnet on their dishwasher. Again, you can see she's going back and forth, kind of like with the pizza sauce. Like, she thinks that she's like, oh, go put it on. Like, she thinks it's going to work. And then when it doesn't, she's like, okay, whatever. But then she's like, oh, what about the fridge?
Ow! And then
I think this clip was an example of where she was trying to do it to get his attention. She was bending down, really struggling. Again, her lack of mobility or strength or whatever. She was very vocally being like, ow, like kind of making an annoying baby voice to him. And he was just straight up ignoring it. A Kiwi farmer pointed out that he would most likely be engaging in a gray rock technique, which we'll talk about later.
find there's parcels. There's a big box I'm not able to really carry. It might be the cat bed. Are you getting it now? There's something in the mailbox too. I think it's the... Man, this ever happened to you?
So she goes into her baby voice, kind of telling him like, oh, I got your food. But it's like, really wasn't that innocent, because she wanted him to, she's like, oh, there's parcels. So she wanted him to go collect the boxes that were downstairs or wherever they are, and then bring them up. She couldn't carry them. And then she kind of is slipping out of it, confirming like, are you getting them now? Oh, by the way, there's mail. So like, she kind of, again, is like staying in this baby voice to ensure that he gets the mail. She immediately switches back to her deep normal voice, talking about like how their drain or her drain is clogged. Again, because Peetz did what she wanted and walked off. So typically people do this like baby sweet talk whenever they're feeling more vulnerable, usually when they're with a loved one, like their partner. But to me, it's really clear that she does this in situations to like seem sweeter. She does this to get something, whether it's Peetz doing things for her or trying to like diminish and downplay something that she's already done, like it's no big deal. I mean, she even does this recently in her audience going to check out her Instagram. She puts on this voice because she wants you to do something for her. She does this in the first part of her cycle because she's trying to downplay the fact that she has just finished like going crazy, usually with her food, and trying to make it seem like it's okay. And it's okay, I'm not really binging secretly, and I want you guys to support me. So also, if you watch her videos, you know that a big part of her speech is her affirmations. I think that she uses these as fillers because she doesn't know what she's going to say next. She needs a lot of validation. I think she's very insecure. She's always saying to Peetz and her audience, know what I mean? Right? I'm going to play some examples here.
I'm able to walk further than usual, eh?
Yep.
Which is a good sign. So we'll see you in the Neanderthal section, right?
Yep.
You like my dress, Peetz?
That's it. Very nice.
With the boots?
Very pretty.
And the wig?
Yep.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
Thanks, Peetz. Can you see my whole outfit?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
So a lot of those, you can see she's coupling the baby voice with her affirmations. Like she wants Peetz to tell her what she wants to hear. I wanted to take a moment to sprinkle in a little Life by Jen, because the irony to me is that Life by Jen speaks in her baby voice or like sweet talk voice majority of the time. Like all the time she's speaking in this voice, and that's why a lot of people call her really fake and not genuine. But there are some snippets that she leaves into her videos where she will demand that Gene do something, and it's like she's barking orders at him. Her voice will go deep. It'll be a very controlling way of speaking.
Just go like that to the wire
Oh,
back and
you do
forth
that because
until
I'm
it
not.
breaks. Do you want me to?
I guess we're just not going to use those.
You said right above your shoulders, babe.
Below my shoulders.
I know, and I said, is it like right below your shoulders? It was. I cut it like right here.
That's my neck.
I followed your instructions.
Is it straight across?
Yeah, it's straight across, but...
Get this off of me. I can't even get it up in a ponytail now.
Babe, just relax.
Oh my god.
It'll work.
No, it won't.
She'll be like, pick that up, bring that here, take this off me. She gets loud and asserts her dominance in that way. So it's interesting that she almost does the opposite. Okay, again, this is from that same article from Psychology Today. Manipulative people do not understand the concept of boundaries. They are relentless in the pursuit of what they want and have little regard for who gets hurt along the way. Crowding your space physically, emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually is of no concern to them. They lack understanding about what personal space and identity mean, or they just don't care. They can be likened to a parasite. In the natural world, this is an acceptable relationship, but in human behavior, feeding off someone at their expense is depleting, exhausting, and weakening. And demeaning. I think Chantal flexes her dominance by doing things like walking around in her underwear or half naked, or like pantsless or whatever. You know, his cat lives trapped in his room. There's no compromise about her cats getting back. I don't really know what the issue is, but you know, there's like no compromise in any of the cats going to the vet to get some kind of vaccination or to fix whatever the issue is. She eats his food. She encroaches on his space physically. Like, she has taken over the kitchen pretty much. So overstepping her boundaries, I really think that she is normalized over a long period of time. And even now, more that they're living together.
And I have something exciting to show you guys. Okay, so I'll do this side of the pizza. You do that side of the
So in this clip, she literally almost says encroaches.
And a 6-piece chicken. So Peetz will be able to eat this tonight. I'll be home. I'll be too tired to cook. So, because I'll be getting home late. The tomato sauce is a good flavor. But it's weird because it's really sweet. I don't know if Peetz will like it.
In this clip of the lasagna, she got a family-sized bowl of lasagna or container, and she's eating. It's so disgusting. She's eating from it. She talks about how she would bring it home to him. So many people in the comments were like, he's not a dog. You're literally giving him like your slop.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a spoon, but I'm tempted to, so this is going to be his side of the dish.
In Somalia and in a lot of African countries, it is custom to dine over a large platter, everybody around this large platter, and you take turns. Well, not take turns, but you each have your little area where you grab food with your right hand.
But I also have some sambusa. These I did not make. I picked them up from a Somali restaurant. And there's beef, chicken, and vegetable.
You can see how much space she's physically taking up. Like, I understand that she is super morbidly obese, like, but you can still make the space equal. Like, she touches all the three, I can't remember what they were called. They look like samosas, like with her hands. And then later on is like, do you want one? Like, so here's another Kiwi Farms quote from Chantal is fat. She already admits to being naked most of the time, pantsless the remainder of the time, refusing to wipe, visibly refusing to shower, rarely washing her 3 shirts, using the floor as her closet, wearing whichever shirt smells the least, and refusing to dispose of garbage. Imagine what sort of disgusting thing she does off camera. So her manipulation, her toxic behavior, you know, this dominating and pushing her boundaries with him extends to the point where he's not even allowed to have women there. So a lot of viewers think that she feels she's better than him. You know, she puts him down, uses him. She kind of reinforces this relationship where she gets to call the shots. So this really ensures that he will stick around, because if he has low self-esteem and she has really cemented herself as his one true friend, now they live together, he's not even allowed to like date.
You won't even let my non-existent girlfriend come in the house.
No girls. What kind of woman do you like, Peetz? Like Ashley. Skinny and plain. Right? You like women who are plain.
So here she even insults what she claims is his type. Like, she's like, oh, skinny and plain. So this Kiwi Farms user is the one who mentioned the gray rock technique. Anyone who lives with a narcissist knows that they have to walk on eggshells and or practice the gray rock technique, which seems to be how Peetz does it. Be as boring as possible, say as little as possible. Behind the scenes, I suspect Chantal finds a way to abuse him. So from a Healthline article, picture a gray rock, unremarkable, forgettable, and similar to countless others scattered nearby. So if you want to escape notice, becoming a gray rock might seem like a good way to go about it. Since people with manipulative personalities feed on drama, the duller and more boring you seem, the more you undermine the manipulative person's efforts to control you. So this is interesting. If they ask questions you can't avoid answering, keep your face blank, your response is vague. Biros suggests replying with or instead of no and yes. They talk about dealing with a coworker. You might respond with a shrug and Like, we've seen that from him so many times. Toxic people, particularly those living with a narcissistic personality, are often looking for attention. Communicating electronically or by phone might work well. With certain people you have to deal with on a regular basis. Remember to keep the responses brief, like yes, no, or I don't know. And this is a conversation that she shared with Peetz, where you can see that he was online after she sent her last messages. He didn't open or respond to them. So I'd like to conclude this video with the hashtag save Peetz to go viral. No, just kidding. Fuck that. I'm not trying to be like save Peetz. Again, I think he's intelligent enough to notice this crappy situation that he's in, but I mean, maybe she's reinforced this isolation for so long and it's so cyclical that he feels trapped. Like, I mean, if you think about people who are in an abusive relationship, like, it's really hard to get out. Is he an enabler? Maybe on some level, but I think that he's so loyal and she is so possessive over him. I mean, even his name, we all call him Peetz. His name is James. I wonder if he feels the need to be supportive and he doesn't stand up for himself because of this. And I think she's really, really good at shutting him down. I mean, maybe he's also just a weenie a little bit. Maybe it's a bit of both. I really don't know that he has found a way to have a serious, like, I don't know if he feels that he can seriously sit down and talk to her and be like, your health is on the line. This is what we need to do. I care about you, XYZ. I think he tries to maybe call her out in like playful ways because maybe he feels like he needs to walk on eggshells around her. But then it's like his cat is a prisoner in his room. Like, wouldn't you not want to be in that situation? But maybe he's become a prisoner. My jaw just clicked. I'm like pissing off the Overlord Chantal. So like, his cat is a prisoner in his own room. Like, wouldn't you want to fight to get out of that situation? But then maybe like he's also a prisoner in his own room and they're just like cellmates together. So this is a quote from Dutch Courage. I agree, he clearly has issues. I also found myself sympathizing with him as he tried to be as honest as he could with Chantal, rolling her eyes and making faces and judging his answers. However, his spate of post Q&A tweets has gotten me over it. They go on to say he may be a nerd, he may be timid. I'm trying not to be like too vulgar, which I don't know why, because my most viewed videos are when I worked in an adult store. So anyways, he does have a decent IQ and he's willing to push back when the haters give him crap. So he's not quite enslaved. He makes his choices. He insists she forces nothing on him and notes she only stole one bag of chips the whole time, conveniently forgetting about the pizza. He claims she has a stubborn streak and fights back. I don't think he's fully grasped how bad this is going to get yet. And mind you, this post that I'm reading was from May. He seems to be acting of his own free will and is not being held hostage. So the whole time since they've moved in together, he's gained weight. He doesn't seem happy, especially compared to a year ago. And mind you, he's been in therapy. Like, I think he's in the perfect spot for Chantal because she can easily say, well, you're not my boyfriend and you're not my family, so you can't tell me what to do. Monetarily, I feel that he may feel a bit trapped, maybe a bit guilty. He knows that her income isn't stable. There was one point during their lives where he was really openly asking for money in super chats. And that's the one time that I've ever seen him do that. And I wonder if it's because she was low on money, perhaps. But then he said on Twitter that she makes more than him. I do think she's done a really good job of gluing herself to him. He's really starting to become a caregiver, whether he realizes it or not. I mean, recently in the live, he was like, heck no, I wouldn't wipe her bum. But he puts on her socks. He seems to be withdrawing quite a bit. And I really think that she's been taking advantage of him for a really long time. I think he needs new, different friends. I think when the lease is up, he needs to either like move back in with his mom or get his own place. I mean, he needs to be allowed to date. So here's a clip from a deleted video where he talks about how depressed he is.
So Peetz says I can make it all the way down there. So I'm gonna go for it. And then all the way back up. Nice sunset. Oh, this puts me in such a good mood. You, Peetz? You okay?
Nah.
You're not feeling too good, eh?
This has no effect on my mood whatsoever.
Oh, that's too bad. What about my company, or does that make it worse?
Yeah, the hope is that doing a little bit of a walk every night will at least reduce my stress. May not do anything for my mood, but it'll at least keep me from wanting to cry
Aw.
after work every night.
Pete! Poor Pete. Is there anything I can do for you? Not really, eh? Because you're just depressed.
So ultimately, I'm going to end with this. I think there's two main schools of thoughts: that it's his fault for putting himself in this situation knowingly, they deserve each other, there's no pity, versus she's taking advantage of him. Even if he's on the spectrum, he might be averse to change and be easily manipulated. Recently, I think it was today, in a Yaba, the YouTube Underground, she reckons, or some of her audience reckons, that he is a feeder, or this is some kind of weird like payback for everything that she's done to him. I don't know if I agree with those, but I can see how people can feel a little bit of both. Like, yes, it's his fault, but at the same time, she's being manipulative. I mean, let me know what you guys think down below, specifically in relation to Peetz. But the clips that I showed y'all today was really just to kind of exemplify how like somebody acting or seeming nice and sweet might have ulterior motives. I don't doubt that she acts this way with other people in her life. We can only speculate if this is something that she picked up when she was younger. Maybe this is something she learned that people respond to. It's something that she's learned that she gets a response out of. So it's really not as innocent as it seems. Whereas with someone like Jen, you think that they're super nice, and then all of a sudden they start getting angry and loud and demanding and speaking in a really obviously dominating way, and you respond accordingly. All right, that's everything that I have. I know this is kind of like a odd, not normal video for me to post, so if you absolutely hate it, I'm sorry. Otherwise, I hope you found it interesting. Again, I'd love to know your thoughts down below, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.